kitchen. This is Joey Randazzo, and today I'm going to be making kale chips. It's one of the healthiest snacks that you could possibly make or eat. Reason being is because kale, along with other dark green leafy vegetables and leaves, are known as a superfood. That's because it has a lot of vitamin C, vitamin K. It alkalizes the body completely. There's a lot of compounds that fight cancer as well as anti-inflammatory, and it also holds a lot of zinc, iron, and magnesium. This is a really extremely easy recipe. I'm just gonna clean the leaves, douse them up with a few ingredients here, and then toss them in the oven to turn them into chips. All right, first and foremost, I rinsed the kale here extremely well under the sink, and now I've just placed them on a paper towel. What we're gonna do to start is just take your bowl here and grab the kale by the end of the stem and just slide it off. Again, you're just gonna take your pointer finger and your thumb and slide right underneath the stem. Slide all the leaves right off like that and discard the stem. Okay, now we're just gonna grab our kale and rip them up into pieces that are about 2 to 3 times the size of what you want a chip to look like. So it's perfect for your kale chip to be roughly that size because they will wilt down and shrivel up a little bit. So right here, I'm just gonna take a piece that big, rip this right in half. Perfect. Here's how simple this really is. I'm just gonna take 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, lemon juice. All right, so now I'm just massaging the leaves and making sure that each leaf gets the proper amount of olive oil, lemon juice, and the pink Himalayan salt. Oven on to 350, and the next step here is just to take some aluminum foil, or you could do parchment paper, or you really don't need to do it. I just like to put some aluminum foil down on my baking sheet so that I don't have to clean the baking sheet. I could just rip up the foil after it's done and throw that away. Again, parchment paper works just great. And another step that's not 100% necessary, but I just like to do it so that the leaves don't stick. Now, the kale chips are already coated in olive oil, so they're most likely not going to stick. But if you have some olive oil cooking spray, it's never a bad idea to simply spray down the baking sheet. I just set my oven to 350, and now I'm just gonna pour on the chips and spread them throughout the baking sheet. Okay, last thing, this is personal preference, but of course I'm going to add a little bit of Parmigiano on top. Now, contrary to popular belief, you might think this is extremely fattening and not good for you, but Parmesan actually has 2 grams of protein per tablespoon and only 1 gram of saturated fat and no carbs. So it's really not that bad for you, and it's gonna give the chips an unbelievable cheesy taste. So about a tablespoon of that on top, and we're all set. All right, so that's what it looks like. I'm just gonna pop it in the oven. I have it at 350 right now for about 12 to 14 minutes, just keeping an eye on it. Checking them out every 5 minutes or so they don't burn. It's been 13 minutes and they look perfect. And they smell perfect too. Now, as you can see, they wilted down just like I said, but I'm gonna bring them over here, scrape them up with a spatula. As you can see, this is exactly what we're looking for.